Hello everyone, welcome to Piccadilly Stampin'. I'm Pamela Pick. If you're new to my channel, please click subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my tutorials. Leave a comment down below if you like what I did today. So today I have for you a Quickadilly. A Quickadilly is kind of a play off the name Piccadilly and quick, so it's going to be one of my shorter videos. So let's get started. Have you seen the Sweetest Cherries Bundle? This is a stamp set and a punch bundle set that you can find in our new annual catalog through Stampin' Up. It's listed on page, let's just see, probably, oh, here it is, 19. I knew it was going to be close to the front. You get this beautiful stamp set and a matching punch, and if you purchase them together instead of separately, you can save 10% on your order. So I always love saving just a little bit of money. But you can see all the varieties of samples that they have of what you can do with this set. It is amazing. I wanted to go vibrant today, let's just say that. So let's get started. I picked some amazing colors, and I'm going to move this aside for a moment. Oh, you know what else? I should point out, I also chose the dots and spots dies. You can find that, I believe, on page 170. This is brand new to Stampin' Up. Let's see here. Yes, dots and spots. So this is great for a die cut for backgrounds. So let's pull this out because I want to start with this right away. And I'm going to get my stamp pack out, and I'm just going to pull out a piece of matte paper in basic black. This is cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4. And I want to start here because I want to show you how fun this is. So all you do is on your cutting pad, just place your piece of cardstock down and then place your die cut over it wherever you want, and then your acrylic on top. I'm using the Stampin' Cut and Boss machine. This is the large one. We do have a mini, but for this plate you do have to have the large Stampin' Cut and Boss machine. Okay, we'll move that aside. I'll pull this off. Look at this. Now you think, oh, what a nightmare, right? I want you to listen. I've got a trash right underneath of me here, and I'm just going to take my fingers. I actually, oops, let me do this side. There you go. So easy. It just came done. And then when you're cleaning your plate, I like to take just the opposite plate and do one swoop like that. Okay. So let me move these out of the way. Just comes off so easy, and I love that about this. And it gives you kind of this Swiss cheese or dotted Swiss look. Let me put that up for now. Let's bring back in the stamp pack. And so I have this is our new color called Parakeet Party. It just came out. It's one of the new colors, in colors this year. So this is my card base, and I'm just going to fold this in half, and then with my bone folder I'm going to give that a good burnish. Okay, perfect. Now you can adhere this multiple ways. You could have used a like an adhesive sheet if you wanted to behind that, but I tend to kind of get things, I don't know why, I'm not able to do things very straight. So I'm going to use my favorite method, which is Tombow liquid glue. And there's really no rhyme or reason on this. You want to put a good bead so that you can have room to move. A bead of glue, I guess, kind of around the edges here. And you can go through the middle if you want. It's not necessary because this is very good glue. It will hold down very well. Even like in humidity, that's what I like about it. I live in a very humid state, and so This gives me a moment to kind of put it into place. Love that. And I want to make sure I got that glue up off of there that I got on there. All right, so now we have our background, which is bright and vibrant, I told you, right? I did use one other die, and I used this particular die. It is the second largest die in the scalloped contours dies. There's one that's larger, and then there's this one. So this is the die that I used. I cut it out in basic white because this is where I'm going to put the sentiment. What I love about it is it does have the scalloped rectangle, but then it has the stitching around the edge also, which is very pretty. Now to do this, I want to use the Stamparatus. If you've never seen the Stamparatus, this is a stamp positioning tool, and I love it when I'm using large stamps. So before I show you the stamp, let me just grab, I probably only need one, but I will grab 2 of the magnets just in case. And I also have on here their the precision cutting, or not cutting, stamp pad. So it's got a little bit of a, you can reuse it. I like that. We do have the grid papers that you can use also, but this has a little bit of cushion because this stamp set that we're using, let me grab it here, is photopolymer. And so that gives a little bit of cushion when you're pushing down so that you get a good image. But that's another reason why I'm using the stamp positioning tool, because I find that on large images, sometimes you have to stamp twice, and I want it to be in the exact same place. Now, if you've seen me do this before, don't freak out. This is a little bit of our Stampin' Seal, and I usually just place a little bit down here to kind of hold. Now, this is a permanent seal, so I make sure that I kind of detack it with my finger first, and then I'm going to position this where I want to have this rest and lay. So I'm thinking right about here looks good. That just helps hold it in place. You don't have to do that. You can just use the magnets. And I'm going to go ahead and use a couple of the magnets so you can see what I'm doing. Now we're going to take the word sweet here, and I've chose to do Poppy Parade because it is vibrant and it goes very well with this. So I'm going to put this where I want it to be, and I can kind of use these grid lines to see if I've got this lined up kind of straight. And I will actually need to stand just a moment here to get, that way I have a better visual of what I'm doing. Okay, and then you just pick up your stamp. Everything's held in place. So now when I go to ink it up, I like to put my stamp set underneath so that it holds my plate level, because this does have the hinged plate, which has many uses also, but we're not going into that today. And then I can ink up my sentiment. Now, like I said, this is a large sentiment, so I want to make sure aha, see how that did not stamp exactly pristine and clear? So I'm going to go over it again with the ink pad, trying not to rock it, and I'm going to do this again until I get that coverage that I like. Sometimes with photopolymer, you get a nice crisp image on the red rubber, but on the photopolymer, sometimes, just sometimes, you get that. Now see, that is much better, and I'm very happy with that. So I'm going to put, this is, again, the Poppy Parade ink pad, and then I'm going ahead and use my chamois to clean my stamped image before I pull it off and get that all over my fingers. And believe you me, I have pulled it off a couple of times. Yikes. I got a wet chamois apparently. And then I'm going to take Friend. So my sentiment will be Sweet Friend. And I am going to position this where I want that. Now let's see. Maybe I want that a little over here. Okay. Again, lifting that up. And then I'm going to use, this is my Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And I would like that just a little darker. There's a couple of areas there. Mostly on this D. Okay. Perfect. Using my chamois, I'm going to wipe that away so that I can place this back into the stamp jacket. And now we have Sweet Friend Sentiment. And don't worry, I'm going to be sticking this down here, so I don't have to worry about that having just a little bit of glue on it. Placing my magnets back into their holders so that they are safe and not lost. Let's continue on. Let's bring this back in here. And I would like to just, now you can pop this up if you want to, but I think I want to pop up the cherry. So I'm going to go ahead and just adhere this on, again with a little Tombow glue. That should hold it nicely. And I'm just going to center this on here. Look at that. What a vibrant background. Don't you just love it? I do. Make sure I got that straight. There we go. Okay. So now here's where some of the fun comes in. I'm going to use the Cherry Builder Punch. And I have decided that I want to use some of the bright DSP for the cherry instead of just red paper or stamping it. I decided I wanted to use some of the DSP. And since I used the bright Poppy Parade, I chose Bright Poppy Parade. Now I have a piece here. I would say, in my opinion, it is the best to cut out a slip to go into the builder, because otherwise you're going to have all of this cut out. I actually could have cut this down a little bit more, but we're going to go in here, and then this is the cherry piece that I want, and these are the leftovers. So leaving that out. Now that was the bright 6x6 designer series paper, and they have beautiful designs on it, and I could do the polka dots or whatever, but what I had left was the striped and the cherry. And you know what, I actually kind of like the floral on the cherry, so I'm going to leave that, and we'll do that. I have a piece of Early Espresso. This is our darkest brown, and I want to just get this stem. I don't need the rest of it, but I just want that stem. And then a piece of the Parakeet Party. I'm still learning the new names, so I just need a leaf. I don't need the rest, I just need the leaf. So I'll throw that away, and now I'm done with this. Now I have done a couple of different things. I'm going to bring in our silicone mat. And the reason why is because I'm going to be doing a little bit of gluing, and if any of it goes over, then I'm not stuck to the page underneath. So you can choose which way you want the cherry stem going. I'm going to go to the right, and I am going to use the Tombow glue again. I'm going to put that right here, just a little dot of that right there. This way, if any of the glue squishes out, it's not going to stick. That's why I use the silicone mat. And then that gives me a second to kind of move it. And as you can see, it did kind of squish out. So then I'm going to determine, I think I want the leaf going down. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue there. I like glue. You could use glue dots if you wanted to. Honestly, I think that liquid glue is probably the most efficient as far as the stick, and it sticks like a glue dot. I mean, it's pretty heavy duty stick, but also it's less expensive than the glue dots, so I probably use them more than not in my... Okay, I've got that done. Now, let's see here. Let's pull a little bit, hopefully I have it here. I was gonna use some baker's twine. Do I have our set of baker's twine? I had one all ready to go. Where is it? Nope, that's not it. Well, I'll make do with some old baker's twine that I have. We do have a combo pack of baker's twine. This is just an old one that I had, but this has white baker's twine in it in this combo pack. And I'm just gonna make a little tiny granny knot bow like this. And I wanna make it fairly small because this is gonna go on my cherry in front of the stem. Now in this instance, this is one where I will, let me just trim this real quick. I'm going to use a glue dot because I'm going to take this glue dot and with my thumbnail here, I'm just going to start rolling that up so that it's kind of a thin little line. And using my take your pick tool, I'll go ahead and place this down right there on the edge of the stem of the cherry, and then I'll place that on top of it. Now let's just give this a quick trim. Those tails are just a little too long. There we go. Now I can move this out of the way. Let's use some dimensionals so we can get this to kind of pop up a bit. Isn't it cute so far? I mean, just the background alone with those vibrant colors, I think, is amazing. So let's start by peeling these off. And then we can place our cherry any way you want. I'm going to place it like this. Isn't that just cute? Now, do you think we need, I think it's gorgeous like it is. I think it's just kind of sweet, but let's see if we have any. I'm going to look in my embellishments. Sometimes you find something that just says, roar, roar. Okay, what do we got here? We've got the red rhinestones, might be kind of pretty. Or is it too much? Do we need to test it and see? So when I'm testing it, sometimes I'll just lay it down, but not press it down so I can see how well I like it. And I think that's fairly pretty. Maybe I'll just do a couple in a row for just a little bit of glam. Oh yeah, yeah. I do like that. I do like that. So those were the red rhinestones. All right, let me place this aside, and I'm going to stand up here so I can make sure you guys can see it closely with, do you see that DSP on there? The only thing I used the designer series paper was on the cherry. Absolutely cute as can be. I love it. So if you would like to purchase any of these items, you can find them at my online store. I will post a link down below in the description box for you to find it on my online store, and there will be numbers placed on my blog of each of the items that I use, so you can check that out. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my tutorials. If you're placing an order and it's under $150, please use my current host code. This is my current one as of today. It does rotate. You can find it on my blog, on my Facebook page, if you want to know what the current host code is, but I would be more than happy to be your demonstrator. If you need a catalog, if you don't have the new catalogs, let me know the first time I send it out for free, and all I ask is that you place your first order with me to kind of offset those costs. And yeah, check me out. I have a VIP group and would love to have you join it. If you have any questions, give me an email, Pamela at piccadillystampin.com. Have a great day. Bye-bye.